Jeddah and AlUla Tour, my 6-day journey through the soul of Saudi Arabia, by Alice Phillips. Day 1, arrival in Jeddah. First impressions in the city of the Red Sea. Touching down at Jeddah International Airport, the desert sun greeted me like a warm cloak. As I stepped outside, the light shimmered across the pavement like a mirage. My driver met me with a smile and cool water. And as we drove through the city, I was mesmerized by the contrast. Sleek, modern buildings, side by side with traditional architecture. At the hotel, I tossed open the curtains to a view that seemed painted in warm hues of sandstone and sea. It was my first night in Saudi Arabia, and already I felt like I was peeking behind a curtain rarely drawn for outsiders. Summary of the day. The warmth of the welcome set the tone for a journey that promised magic at every turn. Day 2, Jeddah's treasures, from ancient relics to the world's tallest fountain. This morning kicked off with a trip to the Tayyibat Museum, and wow, talk about a time capsule. 4 floors of history wrapped me in stories told through ancient coins, ornate manuscripts, and robes that shimmered with golden embroidery. Every room whispered centuries of culture. Then we strolled through the Jeddah Open Museum, an outdoor collection of surreal sculptures right by the Red Sea. The breeze off the water, the laughter of local families picnicking, and the abstract art towering over the walkways. It all had an unexpectedly whimsical vibe. But what really took my breath away was the floating mosque. It quite literally seemed to hover above the waves, ethereal in the morning light. From there, we reached King Fahd Fountain, shooting sea spray 300 meters into the sky, like a defiant exclamation mark over the Red Sea. I stood there for minutes, eyes wide, half laughing at how impossible it looked. Our final stop was Al-Balad, Jeddah's old town. Wandering its coral stone alleys was like opening a time-creased book. Nassif House, with its latticed windows and echoing wooden floors, told stories of traders and families who once defined Jeddah's beating heart. Summary of the day. From a floating mosque to coral mansions, Jeddah dazzled me with 1,000 years in a single day. Day 3, from Jeddah to Medina to AlUla, a sacred thread across the kingdom. After breakfast, we hit the road toward Medina. Though non-Muslims can't enter the mosques, just standing near the Holy Mosque and Kiba Mosque, connected by the serene Kiba Street, was enough to stir something deep inside. You feel the reverence in the air, like a hush resting over the city. At the International Fair and Museum of the Prophet biography, the exhibits were beautifully curated. So much devotion captured in photographs, texts, and models. It was humbling. We walked through Souk Tayyiba, where shopkeepers called out greetings as incense swirled through the market's golden air. After a local lunch, a steaming plate of lamb and rice I can still taste, we drove 5 hours across desert and mountains to AlUla. The landscape was otherworldly, flat plains colliding with towering rocks. By the time we arrived, the sky had burst into fiery pinks. I collapsed into bed that night, exhausted and completely enchanted. Summary of the day. A road through sacred cities led straight into the wild heart of the desert. Day 4, Madain Saleh, Nabatean wonders in a sea of sand. Woke up early, grabbed my camera, and headed out to explore the legendary Madain Saleh, once known as Al-Hegra. This place felt sacred, not in a religious sense, but in the way ancient stories hum in the stones. We started at Qasr al-Farid, the lonely castle. It stands alone in the sand, part tomb, part monument, with a haunting beauty that stopped me mid-step. Its unfinished facade somehow made it more human, less myth, more memory. Jabal al-Ahmar revealed tombs carved deep into red rock, their facades etched with patterns and inscriptions. Our guide explained how they were family tombs, each marking lives lived long before Rome was built. At Jabal al-Banat, the guide told us these tombs were likely for elite Nabatean women. Imagine that! Standing before the weather-worn doorways, I felt their strength echo through time. We climbed Jabal Ithlib, past a ceremonial path that reminded me of Petra's Sikh, and into Diwan Hall, once a meeting place for Nabatean leaders. You could almost hear their debates echoing off the rock walls. After a hearty lunch, we drove to Harat Uwairid, a high volcanic plateau offering panoramic views of AlUla's surreal rockscape. Sunset up there, unreal. Summary of the day: Madain Saleh made me feel small in the best, most wondrous way. Day 5. Dadan, Jabal Ikma and Elephant Rock, ancient carvings and stone giants. Our morning began at Dadan, ancient capital of 2 kingdoms. The lion tombs, marked by carved lions atop the cliff, gave me chills. They were like silent guardians, watching over the city's royal dead. Then to Jabal Ikma, where inscriptions cover the rocks like pages in a forgotten book. Some were impossibly high up. How did they reach them? Our guide joked, ancient mountain goats, but the truth probably lies in ladders and ritual dedication. In the afternoon, we explored Old Town AlUla, weaving through narrow lanes shaded by palms. A local woman invited me to taste dates fresh from her family farm, still warm from the sun. Her kindness left me smiling for hours. And finally, Elephant Rock, towering, red, majestic. I sat on a beanbag at a desert cafe nearby, warm tea in hand, watching the sandstone giant glow with the day's final light. The rock truly looks like an elephant mid-stride. Summary of the day: history written in stone and a rock shaped like wonder. Day 6, departure from AlUla, leaving with dusty shoes and a full heart. After breakfast, it was time to say goodbye. My suitcase was heavier, not just with souvenirs, but with memories, moments, and stories. Saudi Arabia had surprised me, challenged me, and welcomed me with arms wide as the desert sky. Summary of the day: I came for history and landscapes. I left with a story written in my soul.